There's a quiet kind of morning that only comes with age, the kind that greets you softly, not with urgency, but with a knowing calm. The light through the curtains doesn't rush to wake you, it simply invites you. You sit by the window, hands wrapped around a cup of tea, and you feel that small weight in your body, not exhaustion exactly, but the tenderness of time. The body you've lived in for decades has carried you through storms, laughter, long nights, and countless beginnings. Yet lately, there are moments when you feel the energy flicker, not gone, just dimmer. You wonder if that spark, that once effortless vitality, still lives somewhere within. I often think of the body as a garden. In youth, it grows wild, untamed, full of color and rhythm. But as the years unfold, the soil changes. It needs more care, gentler sunlight, deeper nourishment. And sometimes, the fatigue we feel isn't just age whispering to us. It's the body asking, "Feed me differently now." The truth is, energy isn't something we lose. It's something we must learn to rekindle. It's found in small choices, what we eat, how we breathe, how kindly we treat the vessel that has carried us all these years. There's something deeply human about this shift, the realization that vitality doesn't come from running faster, but from nourishing deeper. We live in a world that glorifies youth, yet there's a sacred kind of strength that belongs only to the later chapters of life. It's the strength to listen, to understand that what fuels you now isn't the rush of caffeine or the pull of adrenaline, but the quiet power of foods that whisper life back into your cells. So, as we sit here, letting the morning settle around us, let's take a journey, not just through kitchens and meals, but through meaning. Because the foods that give us energy aren't only about nutrients or calories, they're about memory, connection, and care. They remind us that vitality isn't gone, it's waiting, like sunlight through clouds, to return.
Let's rediscover the 7 foods that awaken that inner light, the ones that bring back not just energy, but the feeling of being alive again. There's an old story I once heard about a farmer who never missed a sunrise. Every morning, long before the world stirred, he would walk to his fields with a quiet smile, saying that the sun itself gave him strength. But when he grew older, his steps slowed, his breath grew shorter, and even the dawn light seemed heavier. One day, a wise friend told him, "The sun still shines the same. Perhaps it is the soil within you that needs tending." And that stayed with me, the soil within us. Our bodies, like that farmer's land, can grow tired when not nurtured, but they can also bloom again with the right care. When you reach a certain age, energy stops being about quick fixes and starts being about quiet harmony. The foods we once took for granted, the simple fruits, the earthy grains, the humble nuts, become our medicine, our companions in this gentle stage of life. Think of a bowl of oats in the morning, not just breakfast, but warmth itself. Slow and steady fuel that asks for nothing in return. Or a handful of almonds, small and unassuming, yet filled with strength enough to carry you through the long afternoons. These aren't just foods, they are reminders of balance, of rhythm, of a time when life moved more slowly and meaningfully. I remember sitting at my grandmother's table, watching her prepare meals with deliberate patience. She never rushed the chopping of vegetables, never hurried the boiling water. Food has its own time, she'd say. If you listen, it will tell you when it's ready. I didn't understand her words then, but now they echo through my thoughts like an old melody. Energy isn't always about speed. Sometimes it's about respect. When we treat our meals as moments of connection rather than routine, our bodies respond with quiet gratitude.
In these later years, every bite carries more weight, not because we eat less, but because we feel more. We begin to understand that what we place on our plate is also what we offer to our spirit. The right foods, vibrant vegetables, colorful berries, clean water, golden olive oil, are not luxuries. They're gifts that the earth still gives us to keep our flame alive. So perhaps, like that old farmer, we too can learn to wake with the dawn again, not to chase youth, but to honor the body that has walked beside us through it all. Energy, after all, is not about having more years ahead. It's about feeling fully alive in the years we have now. There's a tender truth we discover only when time has softened us, that energy is not something we chase, but something we invite. When we were younger, we thought it was endless. We'd skip meals, stay awake long into the night, and still wake up ready for more. But now, energy has a different face. It's quieter, more sacred, more precious. It comes from within like a candle's flame that must be protected from the wind. And the older we grow, the more we realize that every choice we make, every sip of water, every bite of food either guards that flame or lets it flicker. I once visited a small coastal village where the elders moved with a kind of effortless peace. They didn't rush, yet their eyes sparkled with life. I asked one woman, well into her 80s, what her secret was. She smiled and said, "We eat what remembers the sun." I asked what she meant, and she gestured to the foods on her table. Ripe tomatoes, fresh fish, leafy greens, oranges still warm from the tree. These, she said, are full of light. They remind the body of what it's made from. And I never forgot that. Perhaps that's what energy truly is, a kind of inner sunlight we keep alive through the choices we make.
But the emotional truth is deeper than nutrition alone. There are days when the body feels weary, yes, but sometimes it's the heart that's tired. We carry memories, regrets, longings, and they weigh on us quietly. In those moments, even the healthiest meal feels dull. That's when we must feed not just our bodies, but our spirits. Sharing a meal with someone we love, eating slowly, laughing softly. These are forms of nourishment too. The body and the soul are not separate. They rise and fall together. So when we talk about energy-boosting foods, we're really talking about kindness, about choosing what sustains us with grace, not pressure. Fresh fruits that revive, whole grains that ground, gentle herbs that soothe, and above all, gratitude, the quiet seasoning that makes everything richer. Energy is not just in what we eat, but in how we live while eating. It's found in the pause before the first bite, the appreciation for the hands that grew the food, and the quiet joy of knowing that even now, your body is still a miracle in motion. In this truth, we rediscover something beautiful, that even as the years pass, life still hums within us, waiting to be awakened by care, by nourishment, by love. There comes a moment, somewhere between reflection and renewal. When you begin to see that caring for your body isn't just about staying alive. It's about honoring the life that still flows through you. The foods that bring you energy aren't simply ingredients. They're small messengers of vitality, sent to remind you that you are still connected to the rhythm of the earth. When you eat something alive with color, a bright orange, a deep green, a glowing red, you're inviting nature's strength into your own veins. These foods aren't modern inventions. They're the same gifts that sustained generations before us, quietly offering energy that doesn't fade quickly, but lingers softly through the day. Think of a piece of salmon, rich with omega oils that nourish the heart and calm the mind. Or a bowl of berries bursting with life, their sweetness balancing the quiet of the morning. Think of leafy greens that carry the memory of sunlight, or eggs, golden, humble, complete, that have fueled countless dawns. These aren't just foods for the elderly, they are foods for the soul, meant for anyone who wishes to keep the inner flame alive. When we eat like this, not hurriedly, but mindfully, it feels as if we're giving thanks with every bite. It's not just nutrition, it's communion with the world, with our past, with our own spirit. But understanding energy in later life also means learning to let go of guilt and comparison. You are not meant to eat like you did at 20, nor to feel ashamed when your appetite changes. The body speaks differently now, softly, patiently, and asks for what truly serves it. A warm soup may do more for you than a heavy feast. A ripe banana may carry more comfort than a plate full of indulgence. True vitality isn't about excess, it's about harmony. It's about balance between fullness and lightness, nourishment and rest, body and soul. As we grow older, every meal becomes a ritual of remembrance of who we are and how far we have come. And in this understanding, there's peace. Energy no longer feels like something to chase or regain. It becomes a gentle rhythm, a pulse that flows naturally when we care for ourselves with love and awareness. Each time we choose food that nourishes rather than drains, we're quietly telling our bodies, I still believe in you. I still trust you to carry me. And the body, grateful for the faith, answers with strength. There's a quiet beauty in realizing that life's true energy doesn't roar, it hums. It moves through us like a calm river, steady and sure, when we choose to live gently, to eat thoughtfully, to honor the simple miracles that sustain us. The foods that keep us alive after 60 aren't just about health, they're about connection to the earth, to memory, to meaning. When you slice open a ripe orange, you're touching sunlight. When you eat a bowl of warm oatmeal, you're embracing comfort. When you savor the richness of olive oil or the crisp sweetness of an apple, you're partaking in life's quiet generosity.
And perhaps that's the secret, that energy, in its truest form, has never been about speed or power. It's about alignment. When your meals, your thoughts, and your heart move in the same direction, toward peace, toward gratitude, the fatigue begins to fade. Not because the body forgets its years, but because it remembers its purpose: to live, to feel, to give,
to receive. The 7 foods that keep you strong and vibrant, those filled with light, warmth, and life, are not just items on a list. They are daily reminders that you are still a living part of this world, deserving of care and joy. Sometimes, as the day draws to a close and the sun lowers itself into gold, you may feel the familiar tiredness of age, that gentle ache that reminds you of all you've carried. But in that moment, when you nourish yourself with kindness, something remarkable happens. The weariness softens, the breath deepens, and within you, the spark you thought was fading begins to glow again, not as a flame of youth, but as a steady light of wisdom, endurance, and love. So as you sit with your evening tea or your morning meal, remember this: your body has walked through decades of living, laughter, loss, love, and change, and it still asks only for one thing in return: care. Feed it with colors that come from the sun, with foods that carry warmth, with choices that whisper life. Because maybe growing older isn't about running out of energy, but about learning where true energy comes from. And maybe, just maybe, aging gracefully isn't about resisting time, but about nourishing the soul so deeply that even time itself must pause to admire you. Maybe growing older isn't about the years we've lived, but the love we finally learned to hold.